A local dealership failed to fix one of their own vehicles again, and this one only has 26,000 miles on it. Why can't they fix these cars? Let's get started. This is a 2022 Jeep Compass with only 26,000 miles on it. Although by mileage it is not out of warranty, by years it is out of warranty. They've had it to their local dealership in Colorado multiple times to fix a crunching noise in the front end. Thanks, No Muffler Newton, I appreciate that. They've replaced a few parts, then they recommended some other parts and tried a few other things, and the noise is still there, and the owner of this vehicle said, I've had it, that's enough, you're not touching my Jeep anymore, you obviously don't know what you're doing. I'm going to drive all the way to Kansas and take it to Omega and get the real story of what's going on with this Compass. There's some good shops in Colorado, I'm sure there is, but I'm seeing more and more where people are having to cross state lines to find that one shop that works on cars, gets them done right, figures out what's wrong, no games, to get peaceful resolution to the issues on their cars. And these aren't old cars, these are newer cars. Before we dive in, we'll show you what this thing looks like. It does have some hail damage on it. Let's take a look around this Compass. Here's the front of this Compass, and you can see on the hood it does have lots of little hail dents in it. Although it's kind of unsightly, it does not affect the performance, and it is not the issue we're dealing with right now. And we're not a body shop, so let's go down the side and see what else we see. We do see some nice black 18-inch wheels. This isn't a high-end Compass model, it's just your basic high altitude, I think, is the model. I'm not sure on that, but it is a 4x4, and it does have the color scheme of black on top, white in the middle. Kind of looks really nice. We're going to show you guys what we found, what's wrong with it today. Before we do, let's go ahead and pop the hood and see what we got underneath the hood. So here we have our 2.4 liter multi-air with only 26,000 miles on it. Everything under the hood looks like a brand new car still. Luckily, we don't have anything we need to do under here. And again, with such low miles, there's really nothing to do. There's no leaks, no engine issues. So not much to fix under the hood, but definitely want to show you guys what is under the hood. Owning a car is expensive, and this car will be no exception. The cost of parts in the last couple of years has really skyrocketed. With so many rising costs and unexpected bills demanding more and more from our wallets, it's almost impossible to keep an emergency fund for when bad things happen. A couple of unexpected events happen, and all of a sudden you're in serious money trouble. When you're buried in debt, either from credit cards, loans, or other medical bills, you're at the mercy of the banks and your creditors. That's where PDS Debt steps up, the sponsor of today's video. PDS Debt specializes in debt and works to understand your unique situation. They create personalized plans designed just for you that pays off your debt and starts putting money back in your pocket. Why should I trust PDS Debt? They have an A+ rating with Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star reviews on Google. All those ratings came from hundreds of thousands of people they have helped get out of debt. There was a time when I was young and just getting out of the Army, I could have really used PDS Debt's help. The Army trained me to fix million-dollar tanks, but they didn't do a good job of helping me manage my pay. I had to learn the real hard way managing my money and debt. If you're in debt, you're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/carwizard. That's pdsdebt.com/carwizard. Don't forget, that's pdsdebt.com/carwizard. Now back to this Jeep Compass. Now is the 2.4 multi-air a good engine? They're decent. They're not like a Toyota 4-cylinder that goes for 400,000 miles. But they are a little bit complicated with their valve train, but really they're not a terrible engine, they're decent. So before we go any further, let's let Mrs. Wizard show you guys the interior. What does a 22 Compass look like on the inside?
There you have it, ladies and gents. 26,861 miles. And gauge cluster's looking nice back there. Very simple, not a lot going on, at least at this point in time. As we move up, you'll see a very nice dash. It's looking really nice in here. One thing that I do see is there's a crack in that windshield. This car has had a few unfortunate life events, but what the problem that we're experiencing on this car has nothing to do with this unfortunate, hail damage or cracked windshield. Dash is, of course, nice. Has some kind of stitching up there. We have a faux This is very much a faux carbon fiber. It is fabric, but it looks really nice because you obviously don't do much stitching in carbon fiber. Large infotainment screen, and of course we love that they just put fingerprints on them. Wish they could come up with a solution for that. But easy controls right there. Has some vents beneath that. As we move down, we have our controls for our HVAC system. Nice storage spot behind there with charge ports, gear selector. And as we move back, very large cup holder, and I like that it's removable, so if there are spills in there, easy to clean up. And as we look at our center console, I have a Sharpie marker down there, and it does slide forward just to make it a little bit more convenient for the passenger and the driver. The seats are a combination of leather and cloth, which I can appreciate. There's nice to have the leather there, but maybe not so nice when you're, it's 112 degrees outside. The door card's also in very good shape. Again, 26,000 miles, shouldn't have too many problems. The back seat has a 40-60 split with a nice armrest in the center. Headrest is also looking very good. So the interior is looking fabulous on this car. As we get back to the steering wheel, it says Jeep there in the center, and it does have a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel, which has nice, grips areas, so it's easy and nice to hold. Simple buttons on each side. So enough of this interior talk. Let's get back to the Wizard and see if he can make that noise this customer is complaining about.
All right, guys, so I'm going to start the car up and move the steering wheel back and forth. That's what makes this really bad crunching noise. You don't have to be driving or anything for it to do it. I have this magnetic microphone. I'm going to stick it to the rotor and turn it back and forth. You should be able to hear it pretty loudly. So far, the only diagnosis I've done is take a magnetic microphone and put it on the rotor to listen for the noise. That's not hard. I don't understand why it's so hard. But anyways, let's listen to that pesky noise. So we didn't need a microphone to let you guys hear the noise. You can hear it just standing on the side of the car. But I put it there so you could hear just how annoying and how crunchy this is. Now keep in mind, as we're moving through this, guys, only 26,000 miles on this car. So let's get this thing on a lift. I'm going to use a stethoscope that has a rod and put that to my microphone, and we're going to try a few of the items that could be making the noise, and I'll show you exactly what the noise is. So here we are under the car. We hear this cracking, popping noise. We know it's in the suspension on the driver's front wheel area. One thing we want to do is try to isolate exactly what it is. And one thing you can do is use one of these, which is a stethoscope with a rod on it, and you put it up against to a metal object. It'll transmit the noise to your ears. So let's see what we can hear.
Wizard, I think you're taking this a little too seriously. I know we're Omega Auto Clinic, but we're not that kind of clinic.
Well, check you out, Mrs. Wizard.
Hey, you can just keep your little stick to yourself over there.
All right, so I'll put it on this ball joint here. Move the wheel. Spin the wheel. And we hear nothing. The reason why is because there's no weight on the vehicle. There has to be how many 1,000 pounds of this vehicle weighs onto that part that's bad, which I'm going to show you here in a minute, to get it to act up. So it'd be very easy to miss this if you're underneath the car, you're listening, and you say, I just don't hear anything. So we tested this on the 4-post and also on the ground. It'll make that noise every single time, but it won't do it when the wheel's hanging in the air like this. On the 4-post lift, I had Daniel-san move the steering wheel back and forth, and I tried various other things. Let me show you here. I put my hand on this tie rod to feel with my hand if there's any crunching noise vibrating through it. It was quiet. I tried the CV shaft, nothing. I tried the brakes, nothing. I tried the control arm bushings on both front and rear, nice and smooth. But as soon as I put my hand right here, I could feel the crunching noise. Pop, pop, pop. I could almost feel it emanating through my hand. It's a ball joint. And luckily these bolt on and off. There are no special rivets, or you don't have to replace the whole control arm. You just unbolt these and put a new ball joint on. It's easier than getting a shoulder joint done on your body. It's a very easy job. It's not hard to do. It wasn't hard to find either. When I reveal to you what's all been through at the dealership, you're going to be like, what the heck? But before we do that, let's go ahead and do an inspection on the rest of the vehicle. Again, it's only 26,000 miles. There shouldn't be much wrong, but obviously this failed. So let's take a look, guys. So here's our back of our radiator fan. Everything looks good. No leak from our oil filter. Bone dry on the transmission and the engine. Nothing hit with the exhaust. Everything looks good there. We do know over here we have a bad lower ball joint, but everything else tests good. The struts are not blown out. Sway bar links are good. Brakes are like brand new. CV boots are good. Struts are good. Sway bar link is good. Nothing loose over here. This is a 4x4 or all-wheel drive model, so we do have a drive shaft going to the rear. Here's our carrier bearing support. Everything looks like brand new. I'm not surprised that it looks that way, because it basically is. Here's our baby little differential. No leaks. CV boots are good. Struts, the sway bar links are good. Brakes are like brand new. Nothing loose. Same story over here. Everything's basically new. I don't even need to check the tires. They're 3 years old. I already know that. The car's only 3 years old. So let's get this thing back on the ground. So here I have the printout from the dealership in Colorado that did the work on this. The customer brought it to this dealership to have this noise corrected. They say it's embarrassing, it's so loud. And you guys heard it with yourself. It is kind of annoying. So they checked it over. They did a few other things, wiper blades, but with the crunching noise that we're hearing, it says here that they found that the front wheel bearings, both left and right, were bad, causing this noise. $700. They put new wheel bearings, new hubs on, and told her the noise is gone. And then she drove it home, and the same noise as you just heard all over again. Pop, pop, crack, crack, crack every time she turns. $700 for nothing. Even the cricket agrees in the background. So she brought it back. Said, hey guys, I don't know what you did, but that didn't fix it. It's just as loud as it's ever been. It definitely was not the wheel bearings. So they continue on the second page. They continue to check out the crunching noise. And then they say they want to remove the front struts, disassemble them, and check out what's going on with that and possibly replace the front struts. On the third page, the customer states that they approved the work. They went ahead and pulled the struts apart, lubed up the strut bearings, did different things, and then it says again, the problem is solved. We fixed it. They charged, I don't know, $200 or $300 for that. She drove it a little while longer, making the same noise again. Pop, pop, crack, crack, fizz, fizz, just like Alka-Seltzer, I guess.
She probably needs Alka-Seltzer after all this debacle.
Yeah, she's probably stressed out with this stuff. Anyway, she brought it back to them, and they tried to play some other games and try this and try that. She said, you know what? We're done trying stuff. I want to know what's wrong with my Jeep. I want to know the answer. Not a guess. Not try this. Not try that. You guys are a Jeep Chrysler dealership. You specialize in these vehicles. You sell these vehicles. It's almost brand new. Why can't we fix it? She said, you know what? I'll come get my Jeep. She heard about us obviously through YouTube, and said, you know, it might be worth the drive to go all the way to Kansas to get this solved. She said, the time I would spend looking for shops around the Colorado area, I might just have this thing fixed and done at Omega and back home again and done. She says, it's worth a chance. I'm going to try it. We did find the issue. They've already approved the repair. We're going to do both front ball joints, because if that one's failing so fast, this one probably is as well. That was not hard. We didn't need to try the guessing game. We used a microphone. You guys heard it. We used a stethoscope while it was on the 4-post lift. It's loud as can be right there at the ball joint. I could figure that out on a 1960s car, a 1980s car, a 2022 car. It's not hard. They've been using ball joints for over 100 years now. I don't know. This is a dealership, guys, and they can't figure it out. She spent hard money, $1,000. Still not fixed. Many of you comment and say, we need to know who that dealership was. Again, I've told you many times, I can't do that. They'll sue me into oblivion. They got more money than I do. I don't want to play that game. I would love to reveal it to you guys, but again, someday I want to retire, not give my money to a dealership.
Okay, Wizard, it's only 3 years old. How did the ball joints fail?
We're starting to see this problem with every single make of model of car. All of them. 26,000 miles, ball joints are failing. Transmissions are shelling. Engines are shelling. People ask me questions, what's a good car in 2024 or 25? It's getting to the point right now, it's going to be hard to tell, guys. I don't know. These brand new cars, even Toyota and Lexus, like I've mentioned, are starting to show some trouble in some areas with their 2.7 V6 twin turbo. They're having engine shell out, bearings in the engine and things failing. I've mentioned in videos in the past, I know master technicians at multiple different brands of dealerships all in the area, and they all say we are loaded with warranty work, with engine failures, transmission failures. I don't know, guys. This is looking bad for every make and model of car out there. It's really hard to recommend a 2024 or 25 car at this point. Luckily, these aren't type of ball joints you have to press in with a hydraulic press or anything. Like I just showed you, they just bolt on and off. It's a really easy job. I just wish the dealership that she took it to could have found that, bolted on some new ball joints, and sent her on her way. It wouldn't be all the way here from Colorado to finally get fixed. Like I mentioned, even the Cricket is raising a ruckus about this. This is insane, guys. And it's not going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. It's going to be a few $100, $3, $4, $5. I don't know the exact number yet because we're going to do both sides. We're going to install a little bit more expensive ball joints. They actually sell some now that are upgraded that have grease zerks so you can grease them and keep them going. These don't have grease zerks on them. This must be a common issue already because they've come out with these upgraded ball joints. They know this is a problem. I'm not putting factory ball joints back on because this will probably happen again in 30,000 miles. Again, knowing that this high failure rate, we recommended both sides. The customer said, yes, let's do both. I really like that recommendation. So we'll get the greasable upgraded ball joints installed on this. It will solve that cracking noise. No, it wasn't wheel bearings. No, it wasn't struts. No, it wasn't who knows what else they were trying to pull the wool over this person's eyes. Unfortunately, it does have the hail dents and a cracked windshield and whatnot, but that's Mother Nature. We can't do much about that. But definitely wanted to get a video out there to you guys that people are driving across state lines because the dealership can't figure out a ball joint. Come on, guys. So if you're curious what kind of tools we're going to use to fix this Jeep Compass or any other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. A lot of the tools we use in the shop are listed for sale there. The professional level tools. They've been tried and proven in this shop. We really recommend them. And if you purchase any of them, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. Our schedule is so full right now, guys. Make sure to hit the subscribe button because there's going to be many more videos to come. Thanks for watching.